Hey everyone, so it's Monday the 19th of November. I wanted to come in and do a little TTC update. I'd wanted to do one before, but I figured there's really no point because there's nothing to report. So I guess I'll kind of go over everything that's happened this cycle and um, what we're going to be doing for the rest of the cycle. So I've been on birth control for the last 3 weeks. At first, she put me on a pretty high dose birth control, and my body just couldn't handle it. All those depression symptoms that I had came back, so we switched from that to a lower dose, which was better. Still felt off, but I kind of pushed through it, and I stopped it on the 16th. So let's rewind a little bit. So when I switched from the higher dose birth control to the lower dose, I started a cycle. My nurse practitioner said that's not a problem, and that one will stop, and then we'll start the new one after I stop taking it on the 16th. So I continued to bleed for about 10 days, and then I stopped the day on the 15th and stopped taking it. I didn't take it on the 16th. I had thought about continuing the birth control for like an extra day or so, but I just couldn't handle it anymore. Like, I was just, every day that I took it, more and more of those depression symptoms would creep back in, and I was just like, no, I can't, I just couldn't do it anymore. So I went ahead and pushed through till the 16th, which is when we originally decided to stop it, and my nurse practitioner kind of assumed that it would take like a good 36 hours to maybe 48 hours before I would start that next cycle. Well, god damn it, wouldn't you know that I started on that next day, on the 17th. So 17th is cycle day 1, and so we're now at cycle day 3. So originally what we were going to do was I was going to take 5 milligrams Femara, cycles day 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we were going to do HMG injects from cycle day 8, 9, and 10. So I had ordered my injects, which are still not here, and I'm terrified that they aren't going to get here before cycle day 8 because of the Thanksgiving holiday. So I called the doctor this morning to try to make an appointment to come in on the Friday, so that way they could show me how to do the injects and just sort of hope that my meds would be here by then. So I called and they're like, oh, well, we're closed on Friday. So, okay, I'm like, okay, so I can't get in cycle day 7. I was like, well, what about Wednesday, which would be cycle day 5? And they're like, oh, well, your nurse practitioner isn't here. So I'm like, okay, great, what do I do? So I left a message with the nurse to give me a call back. And she called this evening, and I basically explained everything of like, hey, so here's what's going on. My meds still aren't here, and I'm stressed about that. And I've basically been bleeding for like 14 days now with only a little 1-day break, and that's upsetting me. And, nobody's going to be there, and I've got to just kind of go to this on-call doctor who basically is just going to show me how to do the injects. But I don't want to do the injects without having an exam, because my cycle's been so weird, what if the injects wouldn't work and I'm spending $200 on medication for nothing? And I'm just like, this whole cycle I just feel is like a lost cause, and I don't feel comfortable continuing on with the original plan, because it just seems like everything in the universe is telling me that, okay, this isn't the month to be doing injects. Dave's been gone. The holiday, I can't get in to be seen before the holiday. It's just one thing after the other. So we're going to go back to what we did last month and just do cycles of day 4 through 9, do the 5 milligrams Femara, go in cycle day 12, check and see how things look, and just sort of go from there, just like we did last month. I'm not really expecting to have better results. I don't know, I might be surprised. I think the only thing different that I want to do this month, because we did a scan on cycle day 12 last cycle, my follies, the biggest one was a 12, we went in cycle day 15, and the 12 was gone, the biggest was an 11, there was also a 9, so things were just weird, and my lining was still pretty thin. So that's when we're like, okay, let's not continue. Um, but the weird thing is if my lining was thin, why have I been bleeding for 10 days? So I'm wondering if my lining thickened up on its own. I also continued to get like ovulation pains, not actual ovulation pains, but like twinges in my ovaries, which suggested that something was happening, that they were growing. Um, at about cycle day 18, 19, I didn't really temp this month because I just couldn't handle it. Um, and so I'm wondering if maybe I just like ovulated really late, and maybe if I had asked for like after cycle day 15 of like, hey, can I come in cycle day 18 and let's just do one more check before we completely give up this cycle. So I might do that if things don't look good by cycle day 15, is just sort of demand one more check at cycle day 18 or 19 and just kind of see, so we can see what's going on at the tail end. So yeah, in a weird way, I'm kind of relieved because it really sort of seemed like this cycle I was trying to make the impossible possible. Birth control didn't agree with me. Dave gone. Holiday can't get in to see the doctor. Meds that I ordered 2 weeks ago still aren't here. Um, like it was just a sign from the universe that okay, this little course of action is not right at this moment. So I'm actually kind of good with it. As soon as I talk to the doctor and they're like, yeah, let's just try again next month. You'll have your meds. Everything will be fine. Like I felt this sense of relief. So I feel pretty good about our decision to just do another Femara cycle and then go ahead full force come December if this cycle proves to be a giant bust. So yeah, I wish I had like more exciting news. So I guess I'll update everybody TTC wise again on cycle day 12 after that scan and see how it compares to what it was last month. So yeah, that's my update for now. I hope everyone could follow along. I felt like I was rambling and like I wasn't making any sense. So if that's the case, I'm terribly sorry. But I will be back on cycle day 12, so that'll be 9 days from now, to do another TTC update. Bye for now.